Alrighty. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, so today we're going to go over how to edit and create your bid invitation email letter. This is the email that you send out to your subcontractors when asking them to bid on a project. We are also going to go over owner contracts, how to customize those owner contracts within RedTeam Go, and then also we'll go over your purchase orders and how to add those purchase order comments to your purchase order. We'll also go over your proposal package and your schedule template. Okay, so again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to use the chat button at the bottom. You can also raise your hand. Alrighty, so here in RedTeam Go, as you can see, we are at our global dashboard. Now, to navigate to where all of our templates live, we are going to select our name in the upper right-hand corner and then navigate to administration. Okay. Now, once we're here in administration, we're going to come over to our default settings. And this is where all of these areas live. So you can see here, the first area that we have is our bid invitation email letter. So as I stated previously, this is the email letter that will go out to your subcontractors when you're asking them to bid on a project. Now, this is already built into everyone's system when you first purchase RedTeam Go. You are able to come in here though and make any edits to it. I'm just going to preview this right here to show you what this email looks like. So of course, in your database, it's going to have your logo up top, your company name, the subcontractor. For every email, it'll show the subcontractor that you're asking to bid on the project. Okay, and here is the letter. So to edit this, to put in your own wording, you're just going to come back into RedTeam, and right here, you'll have the ability to edit that letter within this text box. Okay. Now, these fields, these are autofill fields. So you can see here where it says subcontractor name will appear here, pulling from here. So if you make any changes and you want the subcontractor's name to pull up in a different area, you would simply grab this and then drag and drop it right into your letter here. Okay. You can also, if you have your email already pulled up on a Word document, you can copy and paste that directly in here. Now, of course, whenever you make your changes, always please be sure to select the Save button right here. Without selecting that Save button, it won't save the changes that you've made. Okay. If you ever want to restore your default, you can select Restore Default right there, and it'll bring you right back to the default letter that was provided in your RedTeam Go database when you purchased it. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the bid invitation email letter? Nope. Okay. Alrighty. So next, we're just going to go down the list. We're going to come over. Let's look at our owner contract right over here. Okay. We're just going to select leave. Alrighty. So in your database, you're pre-built with one owner contract. Okay. This is what's been built into your system by RedTeam. You have the ability to create as many owner contracts as you like. You can see here, I have another owner contract, I have a time and material, and I have a lump sum contract right here. So you can create as many owner contracts as you'd like. You can even edit the existing ones. Okay, so to edit them, it's very easy. When you click into the contract that you want to edit, you're then going to select the edit button here. And just like with that bid invitation email letter, it's going to give us our text box. We can copy and paste directly into here. To edit each section, you're going to select the edit button here. And here's your text box that you can copy and paste into if you have your contract in a Word doc. Okay. And then just like with that bid invitation email, you have these pre-filled areas. Okay, so if somewhere within the wording you want the architect's email to appear, we can drag architect's email and put it within here. Whoops. Okay. Ready? Now, whenever you're done, always remember just to select that save button there. Okay, so this is me editing an existing contract. If I have my very own contract and I want to enter that here into RedTeam Go, I can do that. So I'm going to select the back icon to go back, and we're going to add a new owner contract. So we'll select Add New here, and we're going to give it a name. Okay. Once we've given it a name, we'll select Save, and RedTeam brings us right over here. Now, by default, it is going to give us the original owner contract. So you can come in here, you can edit individual sections. You want to start from scratch, you can come right over here, select these trash cans to delete each section so that you start with a blank slate. Okay. Once you delete each section, when you're ready, you're going to select Add Blank Section, and there you go. So like I said, you can copy and paste your wording into here, and then you can go through and within your wording, have RedTeam autofill the agreement date. Just like the bid invitation email, you'll drag and drop these into the areas of your owner contract that you want RedTeam to auto-generate this information. Okay. You also have notes and scope of work. So RedTeam is going to automatically generate the scope of work and any of the bid notes that you've entered into your bid estimate when you've created it. You have the addenda. So if any addendas are uploaded, you can drag and drop, and RedTeam will generate that here. If you want to show and list your specifications that you've uploaded, same thing. You're going to drag these areas. If you want to enumerate the drawings for the project that you've uploaded, you can drag and drop those there. And then here's the exclusions and qualifications. Now, RedTeam won't let me, oops, sorry about that. This won't be an official owner contract until I make sure to add my signature section. Okay, so you can see here, I've added all of my areas, but RedTeam's not going to let me save this until I add an area where I can sign and my client can sign. Okay, and you can add this anywhere that you'd like. If this is something that you want to have show up sooner in your contract, you can, or if you want it at the very bottom, whatever you prefer. But you do need to make sure that you add this signature area. Once you're done, you're going to select Save, and you've created your new owner contract. So if I back out over here, we'll see that cost plus owner contract over here. If I decide that we're not going to use this, I can delete it, or I can set it as inactive. Okay, so again, this is where your owner contracts live. RedTeam does have this tour button. If you select that, it's actually going to walk you through a training of how to create and edit an owner contract. Does anyone have any questions on owner contracts? Okay, great. So we will move on over then to our purchase order comments. Okay, now our purchase orders, without adding comments to our purchase orders, they're simply going to show the information, the vendor that we're ordering from, the cost code, and the cost. But we have comments that we can add. So to show you, within your system, you will have some default comments that RedTeam's pre-built. So we've got the hold price, long conditional comment, but you can also add your own default comment. I'm just going to click into these. We're going to select edit so I can show you the wording. Okay, so here's my long conditional comment. So if I create a purchase order and I add this comment, this will show up on my PO. Now, if anyone has any questions about this, if you've never seen how to add comments to your purchase orders, please let me know and we can do a very quick walkthrough on that. But here are all of my comments. Hold price, long conditional comment, partial order. If you want to change these comments or update them, you can. Just make sure you're always selecting that update button. You know what? Let's show you. Let's go through real quick. creating a purchase order. So I can show you how to add those PO comments. So I'm within my project. I'm going to create a new purchase order. I'll select that this is a standard purchase order. Okay, and then we'll just go through filling out the information over here. Okay, so I'm going to say sales tax is included. And now let me just show you, if I print my purchase order without adding comments, this is what we have. Oh, whoops. And I forgot to select add on that concrete. So let's add that. There we go. Now print. Okay, so here's my purchase order, right? All the standard information that I filled out, my purchase order, my cost code, and the amount. But now within the purchase order, if I come down here, we have comments. So if I select add edit comment, I can paste my comments in here, I can type them in here, or I can scroll down and here are all those defaults. So if I want to add any of them, I'm going to select use comments. And what it's doing is it's adding it right here. So same thing, if I select use long conditional comment, there you go. Those are all there, okay? So after I've added my comments and I select update section, now if I print my purchase order, got more information on it. Okay. Alrighty, so those are PO comments. Does anyone have any questions on that? And again, the way that we get to those comments, to view the comments, to edit the comments, we are going to come over to, you'll select your name in the upper right-hand corner and then go to administration. Once you're in administration, you'll navigate on over to your default settings. Okay, and then from here, we'll go to our purchase order comments. Okay, I'm going to move on to our proposal package next. If anyone has any questions, just let me know. So now our proposal package. This is what we're submitting to our customer when our project is first in the bidding phase. Okay, we're going to submit our pricing to them, but not just our pricing. We have some additional information that we can submit. Alrighty, so by default, your proposal, this is where your proposal package template lives. You can change your proposal package on a project-to-project basis. Creating your template is just going to save you time. Okay? So all of these sheets that I currently have, you can see I've got my cover sheet, a personal letter, my contract documents, drawing log, and proposed vendor list. These are pulling from this insert button right here. So if I select insert, I've already added my cover sheet. I've already added my personal letter. You have the ability to add a blank page. You also have the ability to add any file. So if you want to upload any of your PM's resumes to include with this proposal package to the customer, you can add those here. But right over here under reports, this is where the good stuff lives. So if I select reports, on the right, it's going to show my current selected reports. So you can see the contract documents are here, the drawing log is here, and the proposed vendor list is here. And then over here on the left, here's everything that I can also add. Alrighty, so if I want to include an alternate report, my expanded division report, I can just click these and it's going to push them right over. Okay. And if you realize that there's a report that you added that you don't need, works the same way. You're just going to click it and it removes it from your list and puts it back into the pot. Okay, so these are suggested reports, but if you come down here, we have some additional reports. Okay, so you can include an alternate worksheet, an alternate scope of work, your exclusions and qualifications. Okay. And let's just checking to see if there's anything else that we should add. Alrighty. and your bid item notes. Once you've selected the reports that you want to include, you're just going to select Save. And RedTeam's created this. So if we want to print this and take a look, RedTeam creates that PDF for us. Now, when we email our proposal to our customers, it's going to email it to them as a PDF attachment in the email that we've sent them. They will not need to log into their RedTeam Go portal to view the proposal. So here is my cover sheet. So of course, for your database, it's going to have your company logo up top. Here's where it'll show your project name, who this is prepared for. So it's going to show your customer and who it was prepared by. You do have the ability to edit this sheet. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Here's this quote letter, or I'm sorry, the personal letter, which you do also have the ability to edit. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Here's all that other information, your contract documents. Okay. A proposed vendor list. Of course, this is if you want to include this on the proposal to your customer. Okay. If you have any alternates, you can include this alternate report. And then because I do have alternates, I want to include my alternate scope of work. Okay. So this is pulling from the bid note for the cost codes. So for the 16700 audio systems, these are bid notes that I've entered in my bid estimate. And if anyone needs any clarification on that, if you want to see how you enter these bid notes so that they show up, please let me know. I will show that to you. And then here's my alternate worksheet. Now, I do want to point out, whenever you select a report within RedTeam Go that has the word worksheet, I want you to keep in mind that it's going to include all markup. Okay, so it's going to show your labor burden, your sales tax, general liability, overhead, and profit. So if you don't want to include the breakdown of these, you'll make sure that you're going to select a report that does not say worksheet on it. Okay, and then again, we've got our bid item notes. This is for the main project, not my alternates. And then here are my exclusions and qualifications. Now, exclusions and qualifications are built on a project-to-project basis. So again, if you would like to go through the process of generating a proposal for an actual project to send out to a customer, I can definitely show you how to do that and how we can edit our exclusions and qualifications on those. Just please feel free to put that in the chat. Okay, and then here's my expanded division report. Okay, so the one that I selected was the expanded division report without profit. So it does not show my profit. My profit is broken out amongst my cost or my cost codes and divisions. But now here is the same report, but with profit. So I want to show you the difference. This is without. The numbers are going to be the same, except here. So my total number is the same, but on the expanded division report with profit, it does show my fee at the bottom. Whereas the one without profit, this profit amount is dispersed amongst all of my cost codes. Right, and then over here, we're including my phase scope of work. And then this is the quote letter. Now this letter is not editable. Right, so now to show you how to edit the cover sheet and to edit that personal letter, we'll come over here. And when we're editing it here, please keep in mind you're editing the template. So this is going to edit it for all projects moving forward, but you do have the ability to edit your proposal package on a project-to-project basis. So if I want to edit the look of my cover sheet, I'm just going to select the pencil right here, and that's going to bring me right here. Okay. So same thing, we've got this drag and drop. So if I want my logo, if I don't want it to show up top for any reason, I want it to show down here, I can drag it right there. Okay. I can copy and paste into this Word box if I want to, but this is how you would edit it. And then just always make sure that you select update to save it. Okay, and if you want to preview it, you do have that preview button right there. Okay, so that's just editing the cover sheet. But right over here, here's the personal letter. So same thing, we'll select that pencil. And it brings us here. And if we want to edit it, just like all the other editing areas, you can come right into the text box. You can copy and paste if you have your own personal letter that you'd like to send out. And you, same thing, have the fields over here that you can drag. Alrighty, and if there are any sheets that you want to remove, let's say you don't want to include the expanded division report, you can always just select that delete button right there. It's just going to remove it from here. So this was our proposal package. Next up, we have our schedule templates. So before we move on to the schedule templates, does anyone have any questions? Nope. Okay. Alrighty, so here are our schedule templates. So you all have schedule templates already pre-built into your system, just like your estimate templates. And they're going to match the estimate templates that were pre-built into your system. You've got a build down and renovation for the 16 division set, and you also have one for the 48. And then you have a service work template, this is my kitchen renovation ground up, but so on. Now you do also have the ability to create, as you can see here, as many schedule templates as you'd like. One of my favorite things as well is that if you're working on a project and you created a schedule specifically for this project, and then you realize that the schedule is great and you'd like to save it as a template, you have the ability to do that within the project schedule. So I'll also show you how to do that. But first, we're just going to work on a schedule template here. So to create a schedule template, you're going to select the Create button right here. Okay. You're going to give it a name. The division set. Okay. Now, understand if I select 16 division set and I create this, but then I have a project later on, and for that project, I've used the 48 division set cost code, I won't be able to use this template. Okay, so you will want to create it for the 16 and 48 if there's, the possibility that you will need to use a template for a project with the 16 or 48 division cost codes. All right, so once we give it a name and you select your division set, it does ask if you want to use an estimate template. You can say yes, select which estimate template you want to use, or I can just say no, and we're going to start with the blank slate. So I've created it. So we're going to go right into it just by clicking it. Anything in blue in RedTeam is a hyperlink. That means it's clickable. Now, once I'm in here, it already has my project start date and it has my project end date, and these are marked as milestones. Okay. To start adding my areas, I'm going to select Add Items. I have the ability to add a custom task or a cost code. Okay. And you can do both for your schedule. I can add some cost codes and I can add some custom tasks all within the same schedule. Okay. So if I want to plan for site visits, I'm going to use a custom task, say site visit. Here's where I have the ability to select whether or not this is a task, a group, or a milestone. But for this, I'm just going to say it's a task. We'll say the site visit lasts for 2 days. And then here, we're going to say we want it to go after our project start date. Okay. I'll select save, and you can see it's already added it there. And then we'll go through and continue, add items. So if I want to add a cost code, I'll come over here. I can type in the name of the cost code. If I want to use an alias, I don't want this entire cost code, the cost code number and the description to show up. I just want it to say temp electrical. I can give it an alias right here. here's where I'm going to enter my duration. Again, the parent, this is just the root, and then we're going to add it after our site visit. Okay. Any questions from anyone? Oh, I can see we do have a Q&A. Is it possible to edit the subcontract template? Great question, Eddie. It's not possible for you right now to edit it. If you do need your subcontract templates edited, you'll submit that to either your CSM, or if you have an implementation specialist, if you're going through implementation, you'll submit it to them and we can have that fixed for you. When you do purchase RedTeam Go, part of your implementation is you do get 2 custom subcontracts. So if you do need one of the contracts edited, like I said, you get 2 within your implementation. Submit that to us in a Word doc and we can edit that for you. Oh, but I'm sorry. So that answered your question on editing the subcontract template. That's a template, but I do want you to know that on a project-to-project basis, you are able to edit those subcontracts yourself. So if you do have a subcontract with a particular subcontractor and you need to change the wording on their subcontract agreement, you can do that just for that subcontractor once you've awarded it to them. Okay. And if that's something that you'd like me to show you, just let me know. Okay, so we've added, I've shown you how we can add a custom task. We have now added a cost code, but I would love to show you how to also add a group. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to select add items, and then we're going to do add custom task. And we're going to say that this is for the installation of a living wall. Okay. So my custom task, I'm going to call it living wall. And then instead of it just being a task, I want to group it, and you'll see what happens when we group it. So within the task of living wall, I want to show on my schedule when the installers come to do a pre-install site visit. I want to then show on my schedule when they come to install the living wall. And then I want to also show when they're going to return so they can give a maintenance overview of the living wall. But I want to group that all together. Okay, so we've created the group living wall called living wall. So now we're going to select the 3 dots. This is your ellipses icon right here. So we'll select that, and then we're going to start adding custom children. You can do a custom child, or you can do cost codes. Okay, so if I do have the living wall cost code, I can add the cost codes. I'm just going to go by custom child. So I'm going to first, like I said, we're going to mark that there's going to be a site visit. The site visit's just going to be for 1 day, and I want it right under the living wall. Okay. Then I want to account for, like I said, the installation, right? Oops. That wrong. So ellipses icon, add custom child. We're going to add that under the site visit, and then we'll say install is going to take 6 days. Okay. And then one more, custom child. We're going to say that they're returning for the owner training and overview. Okay, and then we will put that after the installation. Oh, we'll say overview is just 1 day. There we go. Okay, so what this has done, it's now, you can see how we have the living wall. The name of the group living wall is following all of the tasks that happen under it. So you have the ability to select this right here and now just view your schedule this way. So that's the purpose of a group. It's a way to group tasks all together. Now, you have this thing right here. This is called link in sequence. I've gone through, I've said, I've entered my durations, 5 days for electrical, site visit is 2 days, this site visit is 1 day, and so on. You have the ability right here to say that you want to link all of these tasks in sequence. Before you link in sequence, I recommend going through here and making sure that we put everything in the proper order. We just fix this. There we go. Okay. And you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to say this first site visit is going to happen first. Then we'll do temp electrical. Okay, and I'm going to leave the living wall there. Right. Now when I select link in sequence, what RedTeam is going to do is it's going to take all of my tasks, this site visit, the temp electrical, the living wall, and put everything in a finish to start relationship. So once this site visit ends, temp electrical is going to begin. Once temp electrical ends, living wall is going to begin. So let me show you what I mean. And this is why I say put everything in order before you do this. So we're going to select link in sequence, and there you go. Let me make this a little bit bigger for everyone. Okay, so site visits first, and you can see it's put everything in this start to finish relationship, but you can change these relationships if you want to. Okay, so to change them, a couple of ways that you can do it. One is double clicking into it. Oops, not working right now. Let's do it this way. If you click into the little red line, we're showing my temp electrical and my site visit have a finish to start relationship. I can have them have a start to start relationship. Let's say they're going to start on the same day. I'll change that start to start. When I select save, you can see it's then added them to start on the same day here. Okay. You can also add lag. So you see this site visit. They perform the site visit. I don't expect them to do the installation the very next day, obviously, right? So I can, same thing, double click into here, and I'm going to put a lag. So let's say after they do the site visit, they say it's going to take about 60 days for them to construct it. I'm going to say there's a lag of 60 days, and it pushes it way out to 60 days. And you can do the same for all of them. Now, if you don't want them to have this relationship, you can always remove the link, but I want to show you that there are other relationships. So we have this finish to start. You also have start to start, as I've shown you, and you have a finish to finish. So if they need to finish at the same time, you can have them finish at the same time, and you can also do a start to finish. Okay. If you want to remove the relationship altogether, you'll just select delete. Okay, and then they won't have that force upon relationship. But this is your template. This is where you're going to build your template. And now when I go to create a project and I go to create my schedule for that project, I can import this template right into there. All of these tasks will be in here with all of the pre-filled days. And then I'm good to go. Does anyone have any questions on our schedule templates? Nope. Okay. I believe that we have gone through all of our topics. But before I end this, again, I'm going to open it up to anyone. If there are any areas of RedTeam Go when it comes to your templates that you would like to look at, please let me know. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Eddie, thank you so much for your question. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Everyone have a great, great day.